Yes, and you join us here this morning in a part of Gaza that bore the brunt of much of the fighting during a 51-day war. And as you can see all around us, large swathes of Gaza still lie in ruin. You can hear just behind me the sound of a driller, and a little bit of the rubble has been cleared. But for the most part, Gaza is still a coastal strip in ruin. There's not enough money to rebuild. There's not enough people around to help rebuild, and many Gazans fear there'll be another war. Well, let's get an assessment of the situation. I'm here in Shujaia with Roger Hearn, who's a regional director for Save the Children. Roger, would you have expected by this time that more would have been done?
Look, I can only express outrage at what I'm seeing in Gaza over the last couple of days. 6 months on, and the reconstruction is moving at a snail's pace. And at this rate, we'd be looking at 2 more decades to rebuild Gaza. It's simply unacceptable.
What is the main problem for this slowness?
Look, fundamentally, people can't get the equipment and the building supplies to rebuild Gaza. It's the blockade, the Israeli blockade on Gaza that's preventing us from moving forward. We can apply a band-aid as aid organisations, but it's a band-aid on a gaping wound, and we will expect another war if we don't actually start rebuilding soon.
But what about $5.4 billion were pledged last year in Cairo? A very, very small percentage of that money has come through. Why aren't the donors giving?
I think that there is a sense from the international donor community that almost a futility about continuing to rebuild Gaza, to see it destroyed again and rebuild again. The nonsense of ongoing conflict has got to stop, because you can't rebuild, you can't build peace on these foundations, this rubble. It's simply impossible. It's not tenable.
Life here is dire. 6 hours of electricity a day. The sun is out today, but the nights are very cold, and people also can't afford or even find fuel.
That's correct. You know, just walking around here, you can meet children who are living in tents on top of the rubble. We had a family yesterday, a mother with her 6 children, living in the remaining room of an apartment building that was completely destroyed. It's impossible, an impossible situation.
Roger Hearn, thank you very much for joining us in an absolute desperate situation here in Gaza. And as always here in the Gaza Strip, there's always more than one reason. We heard about the blockade from Israel. Egypt has also kept its border all but shut. There's still Palestinian infighting, and the donor money is not arriving. But what does it mean for the majority of Gazans? That life is bad and getting worse. We'll be looking at the situation in Gaza and across the border in southern Israel throughout the day, but that's all from us for now.
Please, thank you very much.